Hi everyone, this is Eric with Real Life Data. I'm here to talk about our newest product, RLD One. So I guess we should cover the first question you might have. What is RLD One? RLD One is a software system that runs in the internet or in the cloud, and a lot of people would call this a software as a service product or a SaaS product. What we are is a data system in the cloud, or more importantly, a complete data system in the cloud. And what we mean by complete is that it includes all of those things in a data system that you need, all in one system. It includes data input, storage, analytics, triggers and events, visualizations, data output, and even integrations with your existing systems. Every data system has a certain set of problems that it solves. RLD One is no exception. Let's talk first about the problems that RLD One does not solve. RLD One does not target storing healthcare records. That's not what it does. For customer records, that's not what RLD One does either. It was also not designed to be an inventory system. RLD One, however, is meant to solve some of the most difficult problems for data systems. RLD One is a data system for time series data collection, analytics, real-time monitoring, and control applications. That's the good stuff. These types of data systems are used in logistics, manufacturing, monitoring, agriculture, geofencing and location, and many other industries. But you are probably asking yourself, why should I use RLD One? There are some good answers to that question and some great answers to that question. First off, RLD One is a cloud-based platform, which is awesome. And since it is complete, you don't have to assemble the pieces of a data system yourself, and you don't have to pay for all those subscriptions. But the best reason for using RLD One is you don't have to be a data systems expert to get your job done. RLD One is that data systems expert in the cloud. But wait just a second. For years, your software team has been telling you that this stuff is really hard, way too hard for you. They say, sure, you're the domain expert in your industry, but to do a database system, you have to know all of this stuff. And that's what we do. Well, they were right about one thing. You are definitely the domain expert. You know your problems and you know what a solution looks like. But the problem is you don't know the database stuff. That's where RLD One comes in. It does the data system for you. So how on earth does RLD One do this? I mean, it sounds really cool. Well, there are two big things that RLD One does to give domain experts the power to create their own system. The first one is that RLD is no code. Seriously, you don't have to write a single line of code. Instead, RLD gives you the drag and drop interface to create your own data systems and integrate with your existing systems. RLD One uses its unique architecture along with expert systems and AI to implement the systems that you want without having to be a code slinger. This is extremely powerful. Not only can you create a complete data system yourself, but you can experiment, test, and iterate to create exactly the solution that you're looking for. The second big thing that makes RLD One amazing is its cloud architecture. Instead of a bunch of different components that need to be stitched together, RLD brings all of those components together in a seamless system. By doing this, RLD One is able to provide you with an ability to take actions across the entire data system with one simple drag and drop action. So let's take a quick look at the architecture. But to be brutally honest, you don't need to know any of this stuff. Kind of the whole point of RLD. But here's a nickel tour anyway. RLD includes a sophisticated input processing system that allows input data to flow from automated systems as well as humans, like from a plant manager with a tablet computer, for example. And in fact, RLD lets you create your own dense interactive input forms for this data. But after the data is captured, it is stored in what we call a vertical database, which is a hybrid between a relational database and an object-oriented store. But it's optimized for time series data. From there, the data enters a sophisticated just-in-time calculation engine. So you aren't creating data marts or custom SQL queries. The calculation engine is taking care of that for you. You're just telling RLD One what type of calculations you need. And by the way, it looks a little bit like a spreadsheet with drag and drop. But running in parallel with calculations is the trigger or event engine. They react to incoming data or calculations on that data. And these triggers can be used to signal external systems, graphs, or even people through SMS or email. And finally, RLD One includes a complete visualization and output system. You can create sophisticated graphs, charts, and tables for humans, but you can also create output to other systems using RLD as an event-driven controller. But ignore all of that. The whole purpose of RLD One is allowing you to create data systems without knowing all of this architecture stuff. Well, that's it. That was a whirlwind tour of RLD One. There's a lot more to talk about and a tremendous number of problems you can solve with RLD One. So point your browser at rld.one and sign up for a free demo. What better way to see what RLD One can do for you?